Battle Bros time. Let me just get my bearings again. We've got a lot of damaged armor, but yeah, I recall now. Oh, for God's sake. That we had this fight coming up. But we got lots of good gear. These thralls shouldn't provide too much of a problem. And Sparrow 4 finally is our first, you know, proper looking heavy armor lad. Mazuma not looking bad either. Sorry, doggos. You forced me to. Oh, come on. I think hold your positions, boys. Things might get a little scary here. But I'm actually willing to leave that spot open. If anyone wants to quadruple surround themselves, they're welcome to. Especially with the height advantage bull hook right there. And a point blank crossbow. Hammer, so we'll shield up, force him to break shield. Again, sorry, doggo. Good defense, boys. Not a single ranged weapon hit us there. Oh, nice. So of the two Reavers, that one doesn't scare me too much because one of my goons will just pop his head right open. That's the idea, at least. Come on, Falk. Nice one-shot, Board Warlock. Just hold position, boys. Hold. Shield breaking, mother. That's what you get. You get stabbed in the guts. That didn't do that much. How much damage did that do? I was expecting more, but I suppose his hit points is bigger than I thought. So 43. Okay, it must have just not rolled very high on the damage. Because that's plus 50% damage. So, and if that's 43, he's got. That's only a third. That means these Reavers have like 150 hit points. Yeah, you don't like that, do you? What is this Reaver gonna do? I hope Emon can dodge. Emon's defense is pretty good, actually. Could still hit him, but just ruined his armor. Falk is struggling. He's missed 3 out of 4, I think. Good flailing. No. Escort missions have been hard work, but profitable. Good job, Wolfgang. Good chopping. Useless. God, this music's incredible. I mean, I was just theory crafting, if you were to make it possible to actually grab those drums for yourself, what kind of restrictions would you have to place on it? Like only a certain character can use it. That's, no, you can't allow that for the player to have the increased fatigue regeneration. Bannerman drummer. Now I have a sergeant drummer. But I mean, it would be doubly OP on the cultists to already get that +2 fatigue recovery from their devotion, and then they get extra fatigue from the Prophet of Davkul. It would be too strong. Ugh. A kingdom for some tools. And when I, oh yes please, 20, 40, 60, 80. When I took this ambition to fight orcs, I kind of thought that there would be a lot more weaker orc camps around, but that hasn't proven to be the case. Follow the tracks, it's keep doing missions, but I think, oh hello, Barabbas Brimstone's Thresher. 63 to 98, that's nice. 30 and 140, I think that's base. 30 and 140. Chance to hit the head is normal. Max fatigue. Nice little damage buff there. But we don't have 7,200 gold lying around. A lot of bear paws. Nomad, 72 melee attack. Jesus. Oh, resolve. Oof, almost perfect. If those stars in resolve were in fatigue, he would have been onto an absolute beast. But he still sounds sick. Wait, should we pay to repair some armor? Maybe. Actually, I think we're fine. Armor-wise. Yeah, that legendary bullhook is sexy. But, sadly, we are not in a position to afford it. Just 7,000 gold short. Well, I mean, at least it's nice with those few stars in Resolve. You wouldn't have had to spend too many levels increasing his Resolve. I need to get my head into Battle Brothers now. I'm still, half of my brain is still thinking of the XCOM stream we just did. I'm so nervous about taking on that black site. It's going to be insane. A few marksmen and many raiders. I think that that's actually more efficient. 70 and -4. 60 and -3. Well, you are the leader, I suppose. Let's give you the Davkul hat. -1 vision. See, these Rusty Mail -2 vision, which is no bueno. The Polearm lad, though, he can wear that, and that's only -1 vision. So this is totally fine on the crossbow lads, although no, let's go like that instead. Thanks, Viking. Okay, quick stock take. 1, 2, 3, 4 polearms. We've got 2 long axes in storage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 boar spears. Only 1 whip. I've been saying for ages that I want to get more whips and operate more in the south, but this ambition is kind of pulling us north because I've got caves here. Orc caves. But maybe we should go look for some orc caves somewhere else, because those are full of berserkers and we can't really fight those. I need little orc caves that just have orc young in them. Ouchie. This is always the debate when there's marksmen. You take out the heaters or the kites. But typically it's only 1, at most 2 rounds until you're closed in to melee range. And it's not too bad. Charge them, boys. Okay, those are some pretty solid helmets there, but I think these 2 flails should do decent work on that side of the formation. What's up, Mazuma? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Not yet, Raging Fury. I do intend to, but they are incredibly expensive and difficult to find unless you take them off the body of some raiders, which is quite difficult and quite risky. And I've hardly been operating in the south. I do find the south to be pretty scary. I wouldn't say I've been avoiding the south. It's just that I'm just completely focused on going this warband. We've got ourselves a group up. I think we're up to 14 or 15 cultists now. What I should consider doing is operating out in the wilderness a lot more, just to give us the best chance of getting more sacrifice events, because now that I've got all my cultists, I want the sacrifice events to keep procking. I've heard similar things about the firearms, and from what I understand, really, they should be thought of as morale breakers above all else. Crowd controlling morale breakers. Jiggers, thank you for following, you bloody peasant. See, I need access here actually. Like, I'm busy leveling up these 2 polearm boys, but I want them to get leveled so I can get 2 shield breakers in. But I think if Wolfgang's going to do stuff like that, we don't need shield breakers. Get the dagger in there, do some stabbing. Wrong target, whoops. Yeah, it's going to be a little while, oh whoopsie, until my ranged guys can actually do anything. But they're leveling. And remember, it wasn't too long ago that we had 0 ranged lads. Please don't hit Dieter. Whoa, good dodge. Two-handed axe. It depends on whether you're going heavy or light armor, but for a two-handed weapon, you really want to be going heavy armor. If you're asking perk build, just a standard two-handed build. Colossus if he needs the hit point stat boost. In pretty much any order, student, recover, gifted if he needs stat boost. Brawny and Battleforged. Now Indom isn't so clear anymore on your two-handers. If you're taking a two-handed axe, yeah, I think you can still justify Overwhelm. You're probably going to be using a Bardiche a lot of the times. I do think that reach advantage gets underestimated by a lot of people. I think it's a good ability. I mean, what was I going to say again? That ability I was just talking about, reach advantage. Reach advantage is excellent. It's on great swords. With a great sword, it's most effective because you get plus accuracy with a lot of your attacks. But yeah, generally, if you're doing a two-handed guy, just huge fatigue Melee defense is probably your most important stat. You'd be surprised you can get away with comparatively low melee skill if you give him a greatsword, because the greatsword gives you +5 accuracy on the AoE swings. So if you get a guy up to like 85, 80 accuracy and a greatsword, he can do decent work, especially if you support him with a guy with a Dane axe behind him to break shields, so he doesn't have to worry about shields. Yes, and underdog, yes, absolutely. Take a look at my builds. I've said this before a lot, but use !Discord, go to the Battle Brothers builds channel. There's a pinned document there with my builds. And actually, if you're doing a two-handed axe build and you have a guy who's particularly beefy, what if I can dodge away here? I probably can. I'm confident. He's wavering. Yes. You kind of want to be surrounded because you want to be using round swing. But a lot of times it's just super dangerous and gets you killed. But I mean, if you're not going to be using round swing, why are you using a two-handed axe? I think since they introduced the Bardiche is actually a superior axe. It's a split ability. Obviously the Executioner's axe outperforms in single damage, but the utility of being able to split can't be underestimated. You know what does hit both head and body? I've been wondering if it's been bugged for a while, because for a long time when I use Split Man, I'm underwhelmed by the damage. I recall especially season 23 when we did the Damage Incorporated team. It felt like my two-handed Warhammer guys were actually outperforming the axe guys sometimes. But that might just be my own, you know, selection bias or whatever bias. Or satisfying thunk of Warhammer bias. Don't take Headhunter. No, it's not worth it. So, what are the rules actually for execution? I think it's just percentage chance. It's like a 50% chance or whatever the percentage is, unless you're using the executability with the cleaver, then it's 100% chance. That's true. Really high fatigue. The Orc Mansplitter is amazing. Or if you can pick up a legendary axe with increased stats. Kratox, the level 10 goon. I think he just needs Indom. The thing is though, until everyone on the front line has Indom, it's almost not worth taking, because I need Indom to hold the front line against ogres. Is he a light armor lab? It's just take Colossus then and just buff up that survivability. Deterrent, take a rest. So it's great having these pole arms here, spare. Just chuck a random lad in while someone else heals up. Well, not for a two-handed axe. If you're using a one-handed axe, then I think you can justify Headhunter. Because the one-handed axe, especially a fighting axe, gets the extra damage on hit to the head. I think the two-handed axes don't even get the extra damage on hit to the head, because they already hit the head every turn. I think. What I will say on the one-handed axe, if you are going to build yourself a duelist, just consider making an axe duelist. When you see what kind of damage a tier 3 fighting axe can do in the hands of a competent duelist, and you hit the head, oof, even if they have a helmet, it doesn't really matter. You just slice straight to the helmet. Ooh, I love a good wild man. God, can I ask someone to steal that polearm? I want it. 485 for a whip. I'll pay that 100%. They're not paying very well, but I shouldn't open up my inventory. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So on the subject of the fighting axe, 35 to 55, increased by 50% if you hit the head. And if it's a duelist, then 55% of that goes straight through armor. Excellent weapon. That or a mace, a winged mace. 35, 55, 40 and 110, 30 and 130. My green screen moved a bit. Looks fine. Righto. Join us by the campfire. Talking bollocks. Feckin' bollocks. Okay. I feel like ambition-wise we're stalling a little. In the nightmares, this means we could be fighting like that corner. Witchcraft. So I was saying, ambition-wise, we're just really stalling on this green skin thing. In the nightmares, I think we can do this. Do we have enough two-handed weapons? Yeah, we can do this mission. Absolutely, we can do this mission. 81. Leave shields behind because you don't need shields against these things. Right, so then 1, 2. You need a bit of a strange setup because you want your two tile range attacks people to be near the edge. The crossbowman can hit from 2 tiles, obviously. Just a quick check if there aren't any whips sitting in anyone's inventory. And this should make for some good crafting components. Or are they meant to attack? Okay, this terrain sucks for this kind of fight. Let's quickly move. If we're gonna get shuffled around, get put to sleep while I'm trying to move, that is going to annoy the f out of me. Come, don't put us to sleep yet. I just want to get away from that bit there. Great little tip for these fights. I forgot who told me, but invaluable. You don't have to manually wake people up. Well, that's still one of the better ways to do it. But you don't have to manually wake people up. You can use raise morale. And then 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Just use raise morale. Wakes everyone up in the range. So shouldn't my lads be able to resist being put to sleep? We should have quite a high resolve. No, come on. With the ghosts, my range can't hit. Oh yeah, well. There's a whole ghost fighting procedure. So basically, the ghosts are impossible to hit with ranged because they have a trait. You see this weapon here, the whip, can attack 1, 2, 3 squares, and 3 squares is as far as a ghost can scream. So I would advise, just don't fight ghosts until you have at least 4 whips in your inventory. And you put 4 whips in the front line and you just whip them. If you can get someone into melee range with a 3-headed flail or a spear, that's one of the better weapons to kill ghosts with. But whips, and more whips. I mean, much later on in the campaign, when you're fighting groups of like 35 to 40 undead, you need an entire front lines with whips. Smoke bombs, yes, that's true as well. Yep. I mean, whips were nerfed in terms of hitting ghosts. They're not as effective, but they're still the best way, I think, of dealing with the ghosts. I mean, as with so many enemies in this game, if you just fight them under the right circumstances, they're not that bad. Like, if you fight these things, not this way, like if you actually walk after them, that's a disaster. Because you have to, you know, spend action points moving towards them rather than, you know, attacking. Dogs can actually be quite good for Geists as well, but they can get expensive quickly. Especially if you drop them near the beginning of a fight. Those dogs are just going to die. Good hit. You see how as soon as you have the right weapons, it becomes infinitely easier. Right, don't let that last one escape, boys. Get him! Fucker, where'd he go? There he is. Oh, I should have taunted him. I could have taunted. Ah, whatever. Leave one alive. Let him tell his friends. Whips you'll technically find in the south on a lot of those nomads, but operating in the south can be very dangerous. I would say just avoid ghosts at all costs in the early game, and then whenever you pop into a city that has a weaponsmith, just check whether they have a whip in stock. Like this weaponsmith, look for a whip, he doesn't have one. I mean, when I start knowing what my guys want to use, I have like a shopping list on what I'm looking for. I've got 2 dagger specialists, so I actually outright bought rondel daggers. It's also true, barbarians in the north also have them, but again, absolutely true. So dangerous. If you mustn't count on getting a whip off a barbarian. So dangerous. Okay, my layout is kind of screwed up. It's supposed to be the dagger goon, another flail user. Who's the odd one out here? Detail's the odd one out. Sword, flail, dagger, flail, dagger, flail, sword. Yes. Excellent. It's a level 9 goon. I didn't realize it was that high level. Okay. Never mind. Quick bandages check. Onward, men. Let's try to keep the money flowing. I think we might even have a retinue slot open. I haven't yet. Okay, not yet. 2250. 17. Right, we're nowhere near. 5,000 gold, nowhere near. Let's take another look at these orc caves and then maybe go exploring, see if we can't find other orc caves. A few young and many berserkers. We will get wrecked by that. Many berserkers will get wrecked by that. Hopefully one of these northern houses can give me a delivery mission. What's this? Hunt down what terrorizes? Fine. Just got to keep the money flowing for the moment. Cat potion. I don't think I have anyone who uses dodge. I do actually Marden. Can he keep cat potion on himself, or does he have to drink it before the fight? Hang on, where are these footprints? Yes! Davkul's presence arrived during a campfire. The rest of the men faded into the aether of infinite black. Sacrifice time, boys! An entity which you could not see, but whose presence was but a penumbra of crossing shadows. It requested a sacrifice, not by speaking to you, but by showing Kakabilo, Seven Tanklad, and Hartwig sacrifice. First one melted away before revivifying, then the other repeated the process until both existed with their hands out and eyes closed. It was clear that Davkul was trusting you with a choice. When the shadows snapped away, the campfire was blinding. Kakabilo, Tanklad, and Hartwig's sacrifice was staring at you. Is it alright, sir? Hartwig! Hartwig is bound and put to the fire. The smell of burnt pork fills the air, and the men around you rejoice with tears in their eyes. You see a face twisting in the smoke of the sacrifice, a knowing visage that approves. The men are emboldened. Stobbie's a fanatic. Venthorn is a zealot. Dieter's a fanatic. Emery fanatic. Yeah, so Falk is angry, so we need to try and get him drunk immediately. He's probably going to leave. Let's quickly strip him down before he buggers off. What's up, Crystalon? Weaponsmith. Quickly, to the tavern! Oh, he's off. Shit. We're making progress, one sacrifice at a time. Do I level James the Goon up? I don't think I do. I think I level up Detailm the Polearm lad. Indeed, Raging Fury. It's just a small matter of killing a vampire. What does he need? Look at this. We've got all cultists. 1, 2... Yeah, 14 cultists. So it's nice to know now that if we just hire just some bodies, we know they're going to get sacrificed. But as you saw, I mean, it was such a struggle to get those 2 ranged guys, and only the 1 converted. So now we're back to square one with trying to find ranged guys. Try it out. 33, nope. 24, nope. Ragnar. I mean, he's a cultist, but that is caca-poo-poo. He'll be beefy and a lot of fatigue, but no defense. He did roll nice and high on melee skill, but I don't need another melee guard. I need ranged lads. I've got all of the melee fighters that I need. Superstitious is pretty terrible. He did roll nice and high. No, we can do better. Whoopsie. I went the wrong way. I didn't do the bloody mission.
Will you come with me to Camelot?
Pebbles Walrus. Thank you for being a loyal subject. So 24 spiders. Let's do some spider hunting. So for those of you who haven't fought web-necks before, this is what I call the web-necked protocol. Strip everyone's shields away, you won't be needing them. I'll just give everyone a spear. Everyone on the front line, take a spear. The spiders are incredibly hard to hit, but they're quite fragile. And with the spear you can stab and break a web in the same turn. Let's fight them on level ground. So I'm pleased we got that sacrifice event. Maybe we should be more aggressive with spending time in the wilderness, because as soon as we left the city, we got that sacrifice event. Perhaps it's worth paying attention to the mounted days that go between sacrifice events. Because I seem to recall someone saying they're in the wiki it's every 20 days. So every 20 days we should go camp out in the wilderness and let someone get sacrificed. Because now that I've got all these cultists, I want sacrifices as soon as possible. Get everyone's devotion level as high as possible, as quickly as possible. And if we're super lucky, we might even get the very high level sacrifice event where you get a piece of Davkul armor. I hate to say it, but we actually need to sacrifice Mazuma. Good stabbing, lads. And eventually, when we have enough money, we'll have 7 of the tier 3 fighting spears in reserve. Even when you're like 1,000 days into the campaign, for certain enemy types, you just want the spears. If spiders squeak, they'll make them even more scary. Would it make squashing them even more fun? I think it might. Polearm experts also excel against spiders, as they can attack and break web. Ah! Oh yeah, war scythes. I keep meaning to go to the south, but like money-wise, we're not making that much money, we're just surviving. But to be fair, we are spending a fortune for hiring and firing, because of the amount of bodies you need to go through. And that'll stop eventually. I mean, technically, in terms of what the roster needs, we just need one more ranged guy to convert to be a cultist, and then we sort it. Then all we need to do is just hire 4 indebted, get them each level 2, give them bags and belts, and then we've got extra inventory space. Thank you for subbing, my loyal subject. Lads, it's been a wonderful night for subs. Thank you so much. Especially shout out to Zedog for all the gifted subs. Welcome all. Try not to get upset by all the bloody peasants sitting around. Oh. Pebbles, yes. 1,000 times yes. Without question, yes. It's like 320 body armor that regrows itself by some number every turn. And it doesn't weigh very much either. And it looks like it's made out of human remains. I mean, do I need to say any more? That is so metal. It's the most black metal armor in the game. 270 for 18. 90 armor each. Is it that much? I thought it was like 20. That's incredible. Fancy feet, I think. Be a little careful here. Sparrow 4 is poisoned and surrounded. For me, the number one rule when fighting spiders is always remove web first. The reason is if you succeed in removing the web, then you can guarantee that at least one of the spiders next to you is going to reapply web. But there's actually two pieces to the Davkul armor, you know? There's the head and the body armor. I'm curious to see what the weight is on that Lerock armor, because if you can give that to a nimble bro, healing up a nimble bro is unbelievable. Well fought, men. We have broken these filthy, filthy insects. Oh, he's webbed. Whoops. $320 for 32. Okay. I think I prefer the armor regen, actually, to the hit point regen. If the brother you put it on has a big enough hit point pool. Come on, you bastard. Down you go. That'll do. Hold. How do you use it? You just click on a brother and drag it over his portrait, I think. Or you select a brother and then right-click the potion, I think. Which reminds me, this warband is getting strong enough that we can maybe start fighting large groups of undead with ghosts, which is one of the best XP gaining enemies in the game. So it might be worth straight up buying a Lionheart potion if we can. Okay, but this is ridiculous. I want to do this damn ambition so I can head south. Oh, +4. Love that. His fatigue is really good. He's going to wear nice and heavy armor, this lad. Let's go with Brawny. $85, $69. Oof. Okay, I'll be fine for now. Sword, flail, dagger, flail, dagger, flail, sword. Oh yeah, he's got great potential. We shall watch his career with great enthusiasm. The only small gripe, I would have switched around the 3 stars there with there. So 2 in melee defense and 3 in melee skill would have been better. Really, it's only the fact that this guy's determined that makes him even, you know, potentially worthwhile. Resolve is fine, hit points is fine. Just keep packing on the fatigue. He's got the berserk. Wolfgang, we actually need to retrain because we learnt that backstabber does nothing on polearm guys unless they are, you know, in contact. Unlucky. should I go for on the polearm lad? He's nimble, so Colossus is good. Fearsome. No, but how much goes through armor? 0 to 25. Okay, fearsome then. I'm tempted to go headhunter as well, because you have increased chance at the head, but no, let's go fearsome. Remember, that's kind of the shtick of this warband, is the fact that we are fearsome. So, yeah, you go. Select brother, right click, and then for the next battle, increased reflexes. I've actually got a command, use !mods, and again there's a link to my Discord. There's a channel called Stobbie's Mods. There's a document there with all of my mods. But off the top of my head, the speed mod is the most important. Speed plus auto pause. The improved tryout mod, which does this, gives you the full breakdown. See, damn, if his starting stats wasn't so low there. Because 3 stars for ranged is 4 to 5, so call it 45. Plus, let's call it 49 if I take gifted. So that will be 85. Oof. A juggler can actually be a decent crossbowman with the increased chance to hit the head. So yes, 85 is a bit low, but we are having to readjust our expectations because we're playing cultists and getting our hands on ranged lads is incredibly difficult. But we're on the lookout for black paint and shield paint. Wait, can we craft black paint at the taxidermist? Torturer's Cave. No. Where are we going to find orcs? Oh yeah, look, our lads are going to be crossbow users. It's really the only chance they have. Unless we get incredibly lucky with someone with real stars and ranged skill. But I mean, I'm only going to have 2 ranged guys, so two crossbowmen. And then they are going to have bags and belts, quick hands, and they're going to hot swap out to firearms once they get into close range. That's the idea. What's this? Destroy Traveler's Rest, northeast. That could be goblins or it could be greenskins. 41 and 2 stars. It's such a pity that he's got brute, a bloodthirsty brute, because neither of those will actually apply to ranged weapons. Brute is in melee, bloodthirsty. 41 and 2 stars. Range skill 2 stars is 4, so again 85. He'll have good fatigue, good initiative. It's a waste of bloodthirsty and brute, but honestly, I don't have to worry about converting him. He's hired. Okay, who wants this ranged lad? If you've already submitted a name, please don't take him. Oh, that's right, yeah. Zedog, in honor of Zedog. Zedog the Generous. Zedog 480, thank you, my friend. Raging, let's just take a look. James, I think I've named everybody here. Dithelm can be named. There we go, Raging Fury. 2001, not just any old Raging Fury. Wolfgang, Sparrow, Kratox, Stobbie, Venthorn, Emon, and Dieter I think can be taken as well. Dieter is available. Now I desperately want to get to the south. What's this? Nope. Let's see what fight this is. If it's goblins, I might just turn it down. Goblin fights. Puke. Just a hut. Some, and some. We only have one crossbowman. I don't know if they will even come towards us or not. Well, the level 2 lad is not going to be good for this fight. Let's just try. Oh, come on. This is a reload. We're going to get poisoned. We're going to get murdered. The key thing I find is to pick one direction and just charge at them. It's about choosing one direction and moving towards them, and then moving away from at least one other direction. So they have to spend AP to move towards you rather than AP slaughtering you. Although we can hide behind these bushes. Let's go to this group here. Oh! 58. Needed that to hit. Die, little fucker. Oh, God, I hate goblins. This is a problem. If we can get to the fight without any fatalities, then I probably don't have to redo the fight. But we do have a number of low-level boys. What I need is for these wolf riders to charge in so I can kill them, and that'll help destroy the morale. Owie. Oh, Martin, that's the beauty of the crossbow, isn't it? Oh, ripperoni. It's a strike down. Pray for brain damage. See, it's not like we don't have good fighters. It's just we've got a couple low-level boys. Such a pity. We've pretty much broken them now, but we already took that fatality. So unfortunate. Let's see what he gets. Maybe he gets a cool-looking missing ear. Missing ear would be fine. That's initiative. A cut-off nose would be fine. He'll be able to get the extra fatigue. If he lost an eye, then obviously that's a retired ranged guy. Maimed foot is also gonna have to retire him. But we'll just redo the fight at night. Just you little goblin fuckers wait until we have two highly leveled crossbow lads. You're raging. Thank you, buddy. No. 70%. Little green buggers. goblins so much. The worst. James is a goon. That's better. Good hit. Well, in the game that should not be named. It's not the dodginess. It's the bashiness that I hate so much. Ugh. Ugh, goblins. Ugh. Careful with that dagger. There we go. Good stuff. There we go, get wrecked. Goblin nerd. Can they start fleeing already? Come on. It would also be kind of cool to be able to know as soon as someone gets struck down what injury they got before having to, you know, play out the whole battle and see at the end of the battle. Because, like, if I already knew that he got a career-ending injury, then I would just get out of the fight. I wouldn't play it through. Careful. Shot. Ambush us, will you? Die. Green scum. Not fit to be sacrificed to Davkul. Filth. Off with his little green head. And unfortunately, this doesn't count towards our ambition. You have to fight orcs, not goblins. Yeah, we got to do loads of exploring out in the wilderness. Yeah! Yeah! What do you get? Brain damage! Pray for brain damage. Pray for brain damage. Yes, 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 yes. Emery AU, I always believed in you. You brain damaged fucking moron. Excellent. His resolve is going to be nice and high once he, you know, recovers. So leveling him is going to be a challenge. We're going to have to keep on paying him to have lessons. But that's wonderful news. And we can actually hang on to these jagged pikes, use them to hunt. What are those little things called again? Spooky things. Screamy, spooky things. Level 10 dagger lad, 83. See, this sucks though with Venthorn. His melee defense is not good. But I cannot roll a +1. It's just no good. Fearsome Colossus thing. Yo. Sword tank, level 11. Excellent. Fatigue is not what it needs to be, but he is using sword and shield, so. Indom is mandatory. He's got underdog. Oh, he's got to take brawny. That's why he's got no fucking fatigue. So he can't take taunt. Oh well. Still, that opens up a lot of fatigue. What could I have done better here? I could have, instead of taking fearsome, I could have taken taunt. Not yet, Radri. We have a disciple, but it's the wrong lad. I need my bannerman to be the prophet. So unfortunately, Mizuma is in for a bit of getting sacrificed. No, nasty orcs, go away. Cool, that's what we can. That's exactly what we were looking for. A little hut with some orc young in. Right, good little episode. We got a sacrifice event. We found another guy who has potential as a ranged lad. Not much, but you know, he'll do. I think now we should just hire some beggars and peasants and whatnot, so that we have someone to get sacrificed. I keep saying I want to go down to the south and get some indebted. Should we just GDFO and just get out of here? Just head to the south already? No, because I have to do this ambition. We've got to clear out locations controlled by orcs. And we will not be finding orcs in the south. Why are we celebrating someone's brain injury? Well, it's a little tongue-in-cheek, but it's a Battle Brothers thing. So brain damage, of all the injuries, it's the one that you can actually argue is beneficial, because it gives you increased resolve. The minus experience gain is, you know, not great, but you can offset that. I mean, it does get offset by student largely, and with training. And the lowering initiative isn't that bad unless it's a duelist. If it's a duelist, then losing the initiative is devastating. But really, it's just increased his resolve like quite a lot. And it looks like he needed it, so even with that, his resolve's only 35. Yeah, a hard hit to the head shook some things up and didn't exactly benefit this character's cognitive skills. On the bright side, he may now be just too stupid to realize when it's time to run. And on that note, let's take a little break.